Good morning, people. I hope you have been enjoying my vlog so far. So it's day 5 in our Leh trip, and yesterday the day came to an end very beautifully as we visited that monastery, which is one of the oldest monastery. And today again we are trying to explore some new destination which are not that much explored by travelers. Only very little number of travelers travel in this area. We are today riding towards Turtuk. Turtuk is a small village in the Nubra valley, and which is among the very few villages which has a Baltic culture. Baltistan is a region which is now in the northern part of India, and Turtuk is one of the village which has a community which shows off their rich heritage and culture, and the culture is Baltic culture. So the ride begins, and let's see what we have on the way. Let's rock and roll. We were at one of the lowest altitude in our Ladakh legacy tour, 3000 meters above sea level in Nubra valley. In last 4 days, we struggled with altitude, ups and downs, crossed the highest motorable pass in the world, and here we were in the Nubra valley. Mighty Shyok river nurtures it, and today it's one of the greenest part of Ladakh region. We were feeling relaxed, and today's ride became comfortable, and also with the enthusiasm to visit the Baltistan region of India. We were super excited. We started our ride, and we were again falling in love with this cold desert. Marvelous landscapes were stealing our hearts again and again. The mountains beckoned, and in the distance, cascading through narrow gorges, were the waters of the Shyok river. The name literally means river of death, but in me, it only filled a sense of life. I was, after all, going off the map in one of the remotest parts of my country. We were riding towards the Baltistan region of Ladakh. We reached Tyakshi village, and from there we started a small hike. Local kids started walking with us and helped us to reach the last point where a civilian can reach in the Baltistan region of India. Walking around through a small settlement gave us the hint of how difficult the life is here in this region. Although nature has blessed them with plenty of its natural wealth, people were happy, and that's what made this village amazing. The views were spellbinding. We stayed there for a while, had some snacks, and left for another adventure. So overall, the experience at this particular village has been amazing. The people are warm, and our guide Shahzad was amazing. And these are the places where you explore the real rural life of mountains with a unique culture. It's a place which is super recommended, with a small hike in the mountains through a beautiful village. This place is super recommended. Tyakshi is the town. That name you have to remember, and can be a great experience. I really had a wonderful time. The travel continues, exploring some more new amazing routes away from the traditional routes in Leh and Ladakh. Next adventure that we were taking on was Turtuk. Wonderland of Turtuk, an unknown little hamlet flanked by Nubra on one side and Baltistan on the other, lies along the shores of Shyok river. An enigma in itself, this curious little settlement of 4,000 people is the last northernmost village before Pakistan occupied Kashmir. While time has not touched the exquisiteness of this place, the friendly nature of its residents is hard to miss. Turtuk has a history as colorful as the apricot plantation one sees all around the region. Baltistan is geographical and a cultural region. People from this region are majorly Muslims, although there are few Buddhist monasteries as well in this region. After the Indo-Pak War of 1947, Baltistan region was captured by the Pakistan. Then it was after 24 years in the Indo-Pak War of 1971, Indian Army recaptured a small part of Baltistan. Turtuk and 4 other villages became the part of India. Since then, this region has been isolated. Later, in year 2009, as the Indian Army with BRO connected these 5 villages with the rest of India, tourism has been flourishing in this area since then. Turtuk, being the largest village with almost 100 families living in the village, is a plethora of rich heritage of Baltic culture. People are friendly and happy, as they told us about their lifestyle, and they seemed happier than all of us. Abundance of nature's bounty and the development done by the Indian government in this region is what makes them happy. Agriculture is what they live on, and young boys from these villages opt to join Indian Army. As we went on talking with the people of this village, they had their stories of how they were separated with their family after the 1971 Indo-Pak War.
हमारे बाप दादा यहीं का ये वैष्णव
अच्छा
यहीं का ही
अच्छा अच्छा क्या नाम है आपका?
रहीमा बेबी
रहीमा बेगम। अच्छा अच्छा
पहले
आपके
पाकिस्तान में थे।
हाँ जी 71 में हमारा उम्र 18 साल की
अच्छा 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 फिर यहाँ पे आ
फिर
गए।
यहाँ पे 71 के जब यहाँ
तो आपके जो रिश्तेदार उस तरफ होंगे
बहुत है
बहुत है।
बहुत सारे
आप लोग आते जाते हैं?
अभी नहीं
मिलना नहीं होता?
पासपोर्ट पे
अच्छा, पासपोर्ट से फिर जाने को मिलता है। तो फिर जाने के लिए यहीं से जाते हैं या फिर
नहीं
दिल्ली से?
वहाँ से आगे वहाँ वो आगे सरहद से जाते
अच्छा, बाघा से।
दिल्ली से
अच्छा, दिल्ली से फिर बाघा।
अमृतसर से
हाँ, फिर वहाँ से
हमारे
बाघा।
हमारे भाई भी है ना वहाँ।
अच्छा, आपका भाई वहीं रहता है?
कब से नहीं मिली भाई से?
भाई से 43 साल के बाद 5 साल हुए वो यहाँ पासपोर्ट पे आई थी।
अच्छा।
हमारे मम्मी है अभी भी जिंदा है। मम्मी से मिलने के लिए हमारे 3 बहन 3 भाई थे। एक बड़ा भाई पाकिस्तान में
अच्छा
वो सर्विस करते
हाँ।
वो वहाँ रही।
अच्छा
वो यहाँ मिलने के लिए आए 5 साल हो गए।
अच्छा अच्छा।
Today, they live just few kilometers away from their separated family and relatives, yet they are thousands of miles away from them. The borders have separated them, and that's how the world works. The smile on their faces and the satisfaction of being in the safe hands of Indian government and the patriotism and pride of being an Indian was visible on their faces. We left Turtuk with lots of emotions and inspiration. They live away from the modern world, surrounded by mountains, nurtured by the mighty Shyok river. They were happy, and that's what inspired me. We can be happy anywhere if we wanted to be happy. The key is self-satisfaction, acceptance, and respect for what we have. While we were returning, I was remembering the lines of His Holiness Dalai Lama. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. With all the positive vibes I collected from Turtuk, we continued our ride back to Hundur. Turtuk taught me a lot. It changed something inside me. Day 6 was going to be another day with a long ride as we were going to Pangong Lake. So stay tuned for the fun and adventure as Day 6 will unfold some amazing views, stories, and many beautiful surprises. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel Travelholic Nick. Until then, the journey continues. Namaste.